All right, let's get right into it. We're going to talk about something that a lot of people in fitness think is kind of like the holy grail, losing fat and building muscle at the exact same time. It sounds impossible, right? Well, we're going to break down the science and show you the playbook to make it happen.
Forever, the fitness world has kind of put you in a box. It's always been this choice. Are you building muscle or are you losing fat? You can't do both. And this leads to these endless, frustrating cycles of gaining weight and then losing it, and you feel like you're just spinning your wheels. But what if that's not the whole story?
So on one hand, you have the old school way, bulking and cutting. It can work, sure, but it's often super inefficient. On the other hand, there's a much smarter approach called body recomposition. This is all about working with your body to achieve a sustainable solution where you lose fat and gain muscle together.
And here's the key thing to get. We're not just talking about the number on the scale going down. This is about changing the very makeup of your body. It's about shifting the ratio, less fat, more muscle. It's about improving the quality of your weight, not just the quantity.
So here's our roadmap for this explainer. We've got it broken down into 4 parts. We'll start with the fitness paradox, then get into the science of the shift. After that, we'll open up the recomposition playbook, and finally we'll talk about the reality of results. All right, let's jump into our first big section, the science of the shift. We're going to look at why it's even biologically possible to do this. This is where we get into the nuts and bolts of how your body works. Okay, so you got to understand this concept called nutrient partitioning. Just think of it like a traffic cop for the food you eat. When you eat, your body has to decide where those calories go. Are they going to get burned for energy right now, stored as fat for later, or, and this is the important one for us, are they going to go to your muscles to help them repair and grow? Recomposition is all about telling that traffic cop to send more traffic to the muscle building sites. Now check this out. This is where it gets really interesting. Look at these numbers. Muscle is not only denser than fat, which is why the scale can be so misleading, but it's almost 3 times more metabolically active. That is huge. It means for every pound of muscle you build, you're literally upgrading your body's engine to burn more calories all day long, even when you're just sitting on the couch.
I love this quote. It's such a powerful mindset shift. You are your lean mass, your muscles, bones, organs, all the functional stuff. You have fat mass. It's just stored energy. So the goal becomes to increase what you are and decrease what you have. It totally reframes the entire process, doesn't it?
And of course, we have to talk about hormones. They're the managers of this whole project. To make this work, you need to create the right hormonal environment. You want to encourage hormones like testosterone that build muscle, and you want to manage stress hormones like cortisol that can actually break muscle down. It's a game of encouraging the builders and keeping the wreckers in check.
Okay, so we've got the why down. We understand the science behind it. Now let's get practical and talk about the how. This is your 4-pillar strategy, the foundation for any successful recomposition plan.
And here they are. These are the 4 non-negotiables. You can't just cherry pick 1 or 2 and expect results. They all have to work together in harmony to drive that real change we're talking about.
Pillar number 1, and this is without a doubt the most important part of the whole equation, resistance training. Lifting weights, or whatever form you choose, is the signal. It's the spark that tells your body, hey, we need to build and maintain muscle here. It's important. And you're going to get the most bang for your buck by focusing on these big compound movements, squats, deadlifts, presses, rows. Why? Because they stimulate multiple muscle groups at once, which creates a much bigger signal for growth and a more powerful hormonal response. It's just way more efficient.
So if training is the signal, protein is pillar number 2. And this right here, this is your magic number. Protein provides the actual raw materials, the building blocks, your body needs to actually construct that new muscle tissue. You can't build a brick house without bricks. Protein really does triple duty here. 1, it builds and repairs muscle. 2, it protects the muscle you already have when you're losing fat. And 3, it helps you feel full and manage your hunger, which makes it so much easier to stick with your plan. Pillar number 3 is all about that smart energy balance. The key here is precision, not punishment. You're trying to thread a needle. Too few calories and you won't have the energy to build muscle. Too many and you won't lose fat. That small deficit, maybe just a couple hundred calories, that's the sweet spot where the magic happens. And finally, pillar 4. And please do not sleep on this one. Pun intended. You don't build muscle in the gym, you build it when you rest. Sleep is when your body does all the repair work. It's when hormones like growth hormone are at their peak, fixing tissue and burning fat. Skimping on sleep is basically just sabotaging all the hard work you put in at the gym. Okay, so this all sounds great, but let's be real for a second. How long does this actually take? This next part is all about managing your expectations, because this is definitely a marathon, not a sprint.
First things first, you gotta ditch the scale. Seriously. Because muscle is so much denser than fat, you could be losing fat and gaining muscle, and the number on the scale might barely move. So focus on better metrics. How do your clothes fit? Take progress photos. Are you getting stronger in the gym? That's the stuff that tells the real story.
Progress happens in stages. In that first month, you're going to feel stronger, but that's mostly your nervous system getting more efficient. Your brain just gets better at talking to your muscles. Then by month 2, you'll start to notice your clothes fitting differently. And then as you stick with it, that's when you'll really start to see visible muscle definition pop.
And this chart really shows the powerful shift we're talking about. Over 6 months, you can see a significant drop in fat mass and a solid gain in lean mass. While the numbers might seem slow week to week, you add it all up and the cumulative effect is a total transformation of what your body's made of.
So let's bring it all home and talk about what this means for how we should think about progress in fitness. It all comes back to these 4 core principles. Prioritize resistance training, hit your protein target, maintain that slight calorie deficit, and master your sleep and recovery. The secret isn't some magic pill, it's just being consistent with these fundamentals, day in and day out. And I want to leave you with this question. What if the goal wasn't just about losing weight? What if it was about changing what that weight is actually made of? That's the real power of body recomposition. You're not just shrinking, you're building a stronger, healthier, and more metabolically powerful version of yourself.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe our channel, which give us motivation to make better content for you. See you in the next video.